This past month, our KSAT community has focused on the work of a local organization, and we want to thank our partners, Corner Stores, Security Service Federal Credit Union, and University Health System for allowing us to shed some light into the great work that's been going on here in San Antonio since 1997. The Children's Bereavement Center of South Texas is more than a place where children come to heal. Their lives are changed.
It's full of hope and love, and it's about healing, and it's all very positive and empowering. So that's my favorite part.
Leslie Woods is not only one of the 6 therapists and outreach director for the center, but she's also a wife and mother who understands what many she meets are going through. After suddenly losing her husband, Jeff, her first instinct was to take care of her 3 little girls.
The biggest change, I guess, for my kids is making sure that they had a place that they could come and feel like they were like everybody else, that they weren't different than everybody else. So, as soon as their dad passed away, me being a therapist myself, I wanted to make sure that they got all the services that they need. And we were fortunate to live in a town that has a place like this.
Executive Director Marion Sokol explained that the center's mission simply is to ensure that children who are grieving are surrounded by love.
We call it our home with a heart. So when a child comes in here in the evening, usually for groups, there are lots of hugs, dinner's cooking, the yard is there for outside for playing. We have therapists working with the children upstairs in this sort of magical place. We have healing circles with the children, as we call them, and we just work with them for as long as it takes. They just become part of our family. Sort of the club you didn't want to belong to, but you're glad that somebody's there when it happens.
No one is ever forgotten as pictures of loved ones are added to the memory wall. The creative therapy techniques that the center uses help children cope with a recent loss or with pain from many years gone by.
There are so many different varieties of outlets for kids to express themselves through physical activity and movement, through music, through sand tray art therapy, through artwork. They have tons of different projects they can do. They've got the glass art room upstairs for the older kids to construct something, and it all is very relevant and has very relevant meaning. That's what the therapists here are so good at, is connecting that for them.
And it's a very hopeful place, a very bright place. That's one of the things that Leslie and Dr. Sokol wanted me to make sure you know, that it's a place of hope and of healing, and they could use your help. If you'd like to volunteer, just as the Junior League was doing, as you saw there, they were making dinner for all the families that come together. They need help, and they could also use art supplies. So if you'd like to help, the number's on your screen at 210-736-4847. That spells 736-HUGS. And, of course, you can go to their website, too, at cbcst.org. And we thank our KSAT community partners for shining a light on those doing great work here in our city. Coming up on SA Live, you may be headed outdoors.